Hey friends, thanks for joining me here at Non-Toxic Home from our Non-Toxic Kitchen. The refrigerator is right behind the camera and it's running right now. I'm sorry if that impedes what you're listening to in this video. But I wanted to share with you about Ginkgo Biloba. I'm actually about to take mine this morning, and I wanted to share with you and show you how I take some things. It kind of varies as to how I take various herbs, but as far as what I take in the morning, I'm about to take it right now, so I figured I'd go ahead and share with you about Ginkgo Biloba. Now, I thought that Ginkgo Biloba wasn't helping me at all. Not even a little bit, not even a tiny bit. I tried it for about 3 weeks and I stopped taking it because why keep taking it if it's not helping you? I do have it right here, and of course it's from Bulk Supplements. They have tons of supplements and they don't add crap to their supplements like a lot of other companies do. So that's one of the reasons that I love them. And also they're literally helping people just like you because they have generously permitted us to sample a lot of their products. Unfortunately, it takes time on this end to sample and test those products thoroughly because we want to be certain as far as what we share with you in regards to the health benefits that we observe ourselves. Or in some cases, like Ginkgo Biloba, I thought, no benefit at all. Well, here's the thing, I was wrong. So I took it for 3 weeks. I stopped taking it because I didn't think it was helping me anymore. So why continue taking it? Well, I immediately had increased pain in my joints, like my elbows, my wrists, and my knees, which is weird for me to have knee pain, which tells me that overall inflammation increased in regards to not taking the Ginkgo Biloba. My mental acuity decreased. I was able to notice that. My eye pain and eye strain increased. I've been sharing for quite some time, especially if you're subscribed to our free newsletter, which is once a week or less, that the microwaves from the SpaceX dirigibles directly impact my eyes, and a lot of other people are realizing that their eye issues are in direct correlation to those launches, which again, their dirigibles are very close. You can look up and see them at night if you live in the country. So the eye pain increased, and I was more tired and exhausted. My default these days, because there's so much going on, is to be tired and exhausted, honestly, if I'm being honest here, but it increased. And, you know, these days I don't even look at lunches typically. I mean, I know that they impact me, but I thought, well, maybe it was maybe it was because I stopped taking the Ginkgo Biloba. And so I looked to see, and there were no launches around that time, not even within a few days, which told me, because I wasn't doing anything different, that it was indeed the Ginkgo Biloba that was helping. So I started it back up. The next morning, I was literally up at 5 a.m. and usually I'm up, you know, 7, maybe 8 a.m., typically 7 a.m., not 5 a.m. I was up at 5 a.m. the next morning, raring to go. I helped my husband with, you know, some construction he was doing outside for hours after this was a Friday, so after I did all my Sabbath prep, took care of animals, you know, I was moving faster than I typically do, especially on Fridays. I mean, Fridays gives me a little bit of we both get a little bit of a boost in morale, and so that puts a little bit of a jump in our step, a little bit of a pep in our step, because we know the next day and typically the next 2 days we're going to be resting and just hanging out with each other and such. So I helped him for hours doing physical work after, you know, a couple days of joint pain and inflammation, etc., etc., etc. I didn't actually have any pain until that evening, aside from my feet. And of course I was on my feet all day, and I literally was wearing a new pair of shoes. So you can't really, you know, say much about the foot pain because, like I said, it's a new pair of shoes and I was doing construction related stuff. And the day after that, I was up at 5 a.m. again, ready to roll. Now, it's been a couple weeks since then. Not been up at 5 a.m. every morning. But it's definitely making a huge difference still. One of the difficulties these days of knowing whether or not something is helping is that the radiation level of the world is changing regularly. The exposure of your body to radiation, to electrical radio fields, microwave fields, that's changing. And I would suggest magnetic changes as well. It's changing typically every 2 to 3 days. And so this makes it very challenging to know if something is indeed helping, because you've got more going against your body and more going against your health than you did when you started taking a product. Does that make sense? And the same goes with the chemical spraying in the sky. The same goes with, and that of course ends up in our food supply and in our water. And you know, things are increasingly added to our water, to municipal water. I mean, just the toxicity of the world in general is literally increasing by the day, and it has since March 2020. So it's hard to know for sure when things are indeed helping. And if you take, so as I've shared, I take things for 2 or 3 weeks. If I don't see a benefit, then I stop taking it, and then if nothing changes for me, then I know that, okay, it didn't actually help me any. Can't remember. There was something that I took that definitely didn't help me. But in general, for people overall, Ginkgo Biloba is actually something that I've wanted to try for quite some time personally. It is amazing for brain health. There is a plethora of peer-reviewed studies that are actually scientific out there in regards to the benefits of Ginkgo Biloba. It's been used in traditional Chinese medicine. It's used in Ayurvedic medicine. It's used in homeopathic, not homeopathy, I don't think. But anyways, it's used by a whole lot of different areas of natural healing. It increases your circulation. I've already touched on the fact that the non-native EMFs are increasing regularly, so overall across the entire world. And as a result of this, your heart is going to be impacted more. Your circulation as a result is going to be impacted more. Ginkgo Biloba, one of the reasons that I really wanted to try it is because it is known to benefit heart health and increase circulation. We also have, a video on hawthorn up. I'm sure that bulk supplements also offers hawthorn. I've not tried it personally from them myself. But if you use code non-toxic home, all caps, I'll drop it below, and head over to bulk supplements. You'll get 5% off any order. I will also link to this to Amazon because some people prefer to order from Amazon. If it comes from Amazon regardless, we have purchased a lot of items from bulk supplements that via Amazon that came from Amazon warehouses, multiple different Amazon warehouses, and the packaging that bulk supplements uses blocks out the contamination of the chemicals that Amazon uses for sanitization purposes, etc. So I wanted to be sure that you were aware of that. So the heart benefits, the circulation benefits, that's something that I wanted to try this for microwave sickness. We've got all sorts of resources for microwave sickness posted. Another primary reason that I wanted to try Ginkgo Biloba is because there's a lot of research on eye health, and I've been sharing for quite some time about how the launches from SpaceX et al. Impact my eyes, and we've heard from a lot of people that this has been the case for them as well. Eye pain, eye strain, they can't look at the computer for long. This Ginkgo Biloba is really helping with my eyes. I had no idea it was helping so much, but it's helping a lot. Let's see what else. It's also been studied to help with dementia, anxiety, depression, other what are referred to as mental illnesses. Overall, Ginkgo Biloba helps decrease inflammation, and because of the exposures that we all have regardless of if we're living in a non-toxic home, a home that is as minimally toxic as possible, you're still going to be exposed. You know, we're living in the middle of a 6-acre woods in the middle of nowhere in a wooded area, and we're getting hit. So there's a lot that you can do. And so I'm trying to share practical things to help you with that. But the overall well-being aspect of Ginkgo Biloba is something that's very beneficial. I did want to show you, in this book that I talk about all the time, Midwest Foraging, which, by the way, there is one, if you live in North America, there is one for pretty much every area. And I will drop a link, not just to the Midwest Foraging, but to the other books in case you live in other areas. I will, God willing, be sharing more information soon, another video on foraging books, because I've been reviewing more foraging books and I have more to share. Ginkgo Biloba right here, because it may be growing near you. See that right there? Apparently it's grown a lot in cities, in their landscapes. And I actually remember this from when we went to Purdue. Well, actually, my husband and I both met at Purdue. But I remember when I met to Purdue, and so some of the trees that were along the sidewalks, and he's actually outside, like cutting lumber and stuff. So you might be hearing that right now. But the trees would drop these stinky, stinky fruits, and they'd stain my shoes, and they'd get on everything. And that was the Ginkgo Biloba. So you may have it growing near you. All right, so in every morning, it varies as to when, I take these 4 herbs, and my turmeric, I typically take the bulk supplements turmeric, but I ran out. So I just put, see, about that much. I don't know how much that is. I don't know. Half a teaspoon maybe. And then I have bulk supplement Siberian ginseng. There's tons of research on this. I only started taking it 4 days ago or so, I think. So the jury's out for me as to whether I can say that it helps me or not. And my husband hasn't tried it yet. But you can get that at bulk supplements as well. I put about the same amount, you know, half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. It varies. And then I have the ashwagandha that I talk about all of the time that is absolutely essential for us. This also is from bulk supplements. We seriously just don't function without the ashwagandha, generally speaking. And then I have the Ginkgo Biloba. And these are just random jars that I had that were old. You can store in whatever you want to store it in. Just use what you have. I know times are tough. And so I end up with this heap of spices down at the bottom of my jar. And this is just a tiny little mini whisk. This is probably vintage. I've had it so long. And I got it secondhand, I think at a garage sale. Something like that. Many years ago when I was still able to go to garage sales. So then I just whisk it up. I'm not going to tell you that this tastes wonderful and that it's just a pleasurable, delightful experience, because it's not. But if you consider all of the crazy pants things that you probably have done for modern medicine that were not enjoyable, and then you generally don't end up with side effects from herbs unless you're allergic to them. So see, this is not so pretty. It does not taste good at all. But then I add some more water because there's always some left in there, and I want to get all of the goodness out. Too much. Okay, and so that's how I take it. Oh, and it tastes terrible. And usually then I have my tea ready, which I don't have my tea ready this time. And then I drink my medicinal morning tea. And then, you know, the taste goes away pretty quickly. So that's what I wanted to share with you about Ginkgo Biloba. Again, you can use code NONTOXICHOME for 5% off there. I know times are tough. All of the affiliate codes are now for 5% off. If someone's sharing 12% off, then they're incorrect. It's 5% off now. Unless it's coming directly from them, the discount's going to be 5%. So, hopefully this has been beneficial to you. If so, you know, be sure to subscribe to our free newsletter on our website. We have tons of videos up. I actually got an email recently that said that we've got over 200 videos up now. So all of them are on YouTube. All of them are on Odyssey until we get kicked off of either one or both. You know, we've got lots of articles on our website. We have so much information online already for you that you can access. So please, for your health, access that information. And until next time, have a most beautiful and blessed day. Now Toxic out.